Happy Boxing Day everyone, and I thought, well, there's no better time to do this, so here is a Battlin Boxer deck profile. Now, a lot of people misplay Battlin Boxers. They treat it as sort of a Boojin Mark II deck where they protect Ledge Yoke with various traps and stuff. But I prefer to use it as sort of more scraps, where you just float and just recycle everything and just keep pushing for advantage and stuff. So here is my deck profile. First up we've got 3 Glassjaw. Glassjaw is the main way to get advantage in the deck really. Well, one of the 2 ways. His effect is, when this card is selected for an attack, destroy this card, and if this card is sent, when this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can add 1 Battlin Boxer monster from your graveyard to your hand, so it's good for recycling, and it's sent, you can get this if it's Foolish, or if it's sent by Lavalval Chain, or Ledge Yoke's Detach effect, which is very important, or if it's sent by its own effect, or Headgeared. So that's the main way of recycling all your monsters. Is very good for grinding out your opponent. Next up we've got 3 Battlin Boxer Headgeared. Headgeared's effect is, when this card is normal summoned, you can send 1 Battlin Boxer monster from your deck to your graveyard, and once per turn this face-up attack position monster cannot be destroyed by battle. So he's very good for setting up your grave for things like Glassjaws later on. He can also be used with Battlin Boxer Spirits, which is the monster reborn, which I'll get to later. And yeah, he's very good for setting up your graveyard or recycling monsters later on using Glassjaw from the deck. Especially nice if you can recycle a Spar and go for a rank 4 at the cost of your battle phase. Next up we have 3 Switchhair. Many people see this as the main deck monster for Battlin Boxer. Its effect is, when this card is normal summoned, you can special summon 1 Battlin Boxer from your graveyard. You cannot special summon any monsters this turn apart from Battlin Boxer monsters. So normally people just use it to bring back Glassjaw, make Ledge Yoke, and you can loop it round because you can detach it for Ledge Yoke's effect, and then you can detach Glassjaw, add back Switchhair and keep going around like that. Normally what I do is I just normal summon it and special summon Glassjaw, attack with both, and then leave them for the turn. Then next time I can make any rank 4 I want. Sometimes I make a Ledge Yoke if I want to protect my field or something, but most of the time I just leave them because Glassjaw gets effect if it's attacked, because it destroys itself and recycles, so not too bothered about that. Next up we've got 2 Battlin Boxer Spara. It's basically a Kizan, so if you control a Battlin Boxer monster, you can special summon this card from the hand. You can just special summon this card from the hand, and if you do, you cannot conduct your battle phase for the rest of this turn, so you can summon it in main phase 2 and still have your battle phase, which is really nice. So you can use this to make generic rank 4s. So what I like to do is have this in the graveyard, normal summon Headgeared, send Glassjaw with Headgeared's effect, bring back Spyro with Glassjaw effect, and then go for a rank 4 of my choice. So this gives you access to the entire rank 4 toolbox, which I really like, which some people don't tend to use, but if they're using Boxer they just tend to go for Ledge Yoke more than anything else, but I don't see the point. Next up we've got 2 Battlin Boxer Veil. A lot of OTK decks around, so this sort of helps out with that. Its effect is, if you take battle damage from an attack, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, gain the damage that you took. So, and it's got 1800 defense, it blocks as well, so it's basically like a themed Tragodia that can be recycled with Glassjaw, with Headgear and stuff. So it's really nice for defending yourself if your field gets cleared, and very nice also with Glassjaw, because if someone targets Glassjaw for attack, or you have this in the graveyard, they attack Glassjaw, Glassjaw's effect activates, destroys itself, and adds back Veil. Replay can occur then if they want, they attack directly, you gain the damage back and summon a Veil to protect yourself. Next up we have the Kalute, which is Battlin Boxer Counter Punch. During damage calculation, if a battle involving a Battlin Boxer monster, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard, and that monster gains that attack can only use 1 counter punch per turn. Very good. Not brilliant enough to have at 3 because it can clog, but it's good enough. Next up we have the 2nd Scrap Chimera monster. Switchhair is the first, this is the 2nd. Mass Chameleon. You cannot normal summon this monster while you control a level 5 or higher monster. When this card is normal summoned, you can target 1 monster in your graveyard with 0 defense. Special summon that target in defense mode, but its effects are negated, and you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn apart from the extra deck. Or you cannot summon monsters this turn apart from the extra deck. So that's good for, again, rank 4s, sometimes level 8 synchros, because it is a tuner. So I've got 2 level 8 synchros, if you can see at the bottom. I can summon with him. Very, very good card. Searchable by King of the Feral Imps, helps out with the ground game. Excellent top deck if you have the graveyard set up. Yeah. Solid good card. Next up, some people might be surprised by this, is 2 Shadow Dragon. Shadow Dragon, most people won't use because they say, well, it's not shadows. But it has 0 defense, it can be summoned with Chameleon, it's level 4, so it can be used for rank 4 or level 8 like Glassjaw, which is the other Chameleon target. Its flip effect's very disruptive, especially if you have an extra deck monster out, so you can have an unexpected compulsory, basically. Also, if it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, it becomes an MST, which is good for clearing that back row, or cliff fort monsters. It's always nice. Next I've got 3 Rota for search power. Helps with consistency, very nice. 1 Foolish, sets off Glassjaw, sets up Graveyard, sets off Dragon, always good. And then 2 Battlin Boxing Spirits. Can clog, but it's a monster reborn with a mill, and so it's very nice. Good for first turn for setting up Xyz plays and whatnot. Next up 3 MST for clearing back row, 2 Kaiser Colosseum because Kaiser Colosseum can really slow down your opponent. Works well with Headgear because Headgear can't be destroyed once by battle. Works well with Lead Yoke obviously, and it works well with Scrap Dragon as well. Then we've got 2 Breakthrough Skill and 2 Fiendish Chain for effect negation. Just disrupts your opponent really, and slows them down. Then we've got 3 compulsory trap cards. You've got Bottomless, Compulsion, Solemn Warning, just generic trap cards, and then 3 Trap Stun to disrupt your opponent's traps, especially good against things like Burning Abyss. Shuts down Vanities for a turn, shuts down Skill Drain for a turn against Cliff Forts. So it's quite solid, this format. I think it doesn't really work against its Necros. Well, it can do if they have Vanities or something like that. Basically allows you to make your plays safely. And then we've got 2 Lead Yoke, protects your Battlin Boxers, and detaches material, and every time the material is detached it gains 800, so it becomes very big beat sick very quickly, and its effect sets off Glassjaw. Then we've got an exit turn, Arc, 2 Cast Out, 1 Black Chip of Corn, Gaggy Cowboy, Emerald for recycling, and 0 for BA and Cliff Fort matchups, Heroic Champion Gandiva, disrupts special summons, which is good but it requires warrior materials. King of Fur Olymps to search out chameleons for players later. Lava Valve Chain, which is probably the most important Xyz monster in the deck. First turn you can normal summon Headgeared, send whatever, like a switch hitter. Special summon Sparrow. Overlay into Lava Valve Chain, send Glassjaw and add back the switch hitter, and then you've set up for switch hit plays, and you've got a Glassjaw which you can then use again next turn for a Dragon or a Glassjaw play, so it's good. And Scrap Dragon, very good card. Field control. A lot of things float with card effects, so if you have Veil on the field, you normal summon Chameleon, special summon Glassjaw or Dragon, you can synchro the Veil and the Chameleon for Scrap Dragon and then pop your monster, the Glassjaw or the Dragon, and an opponent's card, and then get an extra +1 from Dragon or Glassjaw effect, which is always nice. And Crimson Blader, which works well against Shadows and Necros. So I hope you enjoy this profile, and I hope you've had a good Christmas, and that's all for now folks, I'll see you later.